Welcome to Mailbox Monday and stacking the shelves for October 14th. This week things got a little bit crazy with books, partly because I got a whole bunch from the library. Last week I didn't do a video because we were out camping up north at Grand Marais. It was really cold, but we had a good time. So this week I got a couple books for review. The first one I got for review is Nick and Tesla's High Voltage Danger Lab. Electromagnets, burglar alarms, and other gadgets you can build yourself. By Science Bob Flugfelder and Steve Hockensmith. So this one I got directly from Quirk Books, and I think it's already out, but I kind of took a long time. Yeah, it comes out on November 5th. But I took a long time to request a review copy of it because I kind of just got a lot of email from Quirk Books about different books. It's middle grade age level. It's supposed to be kind of a mystery, and within the mystery, there's instructions on how to build stuff. So, bottle rockets, burglar door alarms, and stuff like that. With fairly common household stuff like batteries, wires, whatever. I looked through it. I haven't read it. I'm probably going to read through it with my son. So that should be an interesting read. My husband's helping. That's Sprocket. Sprocket the cat, my husband. The other one I got for review was Kinslayer by Jay Kristoff. I believe this one is also already out. Yeah, this one came out on September 17th. I got this through the Amazon Vine Leftovers program called Last Harvest or whatever. I have not read the first book in the series, so I was kind of debating whether or not to get this book. I do now in this pile have the first book from the library, so hopefully I like it and I'll like this book as well. This book is described as an epic fantasy steampunk dystopian novel with a Japanese tone to it. That's a lot of descriptors for a book. Anyways, I'm excited to read it. I really wanted to read Storm Dancer, I just hadn't ever got around to it, so this will drive me to get that done. Okay, then I bought 3 books. One I had to have right away was Just One Year by Gail Forman. I read Just One Day and I absolutely loved it. I don't read a ton of contemporary fiction young adult, but everything Gail Forman has read so far I've really enjoyed. So Just One Day, I love. Just One Year, I'm so excited to hear, I believe the main character's name is William. William's side of the story of what happened for that day, and I guess this is all about him. He spends a year trying to find Lulu, who he ran into in Paris in that one day. So, very excited to read that, and I will probably read it pretty soon, because I'm pretty excited to read it. Then we went to Half Price Books, which is always, trouble, which I don't need more books, but sometimes I see books, and I'm like, oh, I want to get that. So one I've been wanting to read for a long time is The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. It just hasn't come on my radar. Whoa. The cats are fighting under the table. You can probably hear the hissing. What are you guys doing? Stop. Anyways. Hey, that's enough. Boys. 2 of the boy cats are picking on one of the girls. And she doesn't want to be messed with right now, I guess. Anyways, this is what I know about it is it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic zombie book, young adult book. But it's supposed to be very, very well done, and that's all I know about it. And I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I have a number of friends who think it's a very good series, so I found Half Price Books. They have the nice paperback copies. It was really cheap, and so I picked it up. The other one I picked up, Half Price Books, got a pretty good deal on, is The Lost Kingdom by Matthew J. Kirby. Matthew J. Kirby wrote The Clockwork 3, and he also wrote Icefall, and I love The Clockwork 3. It was one of my, if not my favorite book of last year, but one of my favorite books that I reviewed last year. And I have Icefall to read as well, and so I saw this was out, and I went ahead and got this. And this one is a middle grade adventure. It's supposed to be historical fantasy. I'm excited to read it. All right, then I got a whole bunch of books from the library because there's a variety of books that either came out in series that I've been waiting to get and I didn't want to buy them all, or I don't know, there were just a few that I had on my wish list, like a paperback swap for quite a while, and decided to go ahead and pick them up from the library. So the first one I got from the library is Autumn Bones by Jacqueline Carey. This is the second book in the Agent of Hell series. And these books featured Daisy Johannesson. And she was fathered by an incubus. And right now she's the enforcer for the goddess Hell for this small town. I really liked the first book. I don't think it got very good reviews, but I thought it was a really interesting and well done urban fantasy novel. It's kind of like urban fantasy in tone, set in a small town. The first book was called Dark Currents, and this one is called Autumn Bones. And we'll see how it goes. I really liked the first one, so I'm hoping I like this book as well. The other one I got that's an older book that I've had on my wish list to read forever is called Teeth by Hannah Moskowitz. And I don't know a lot about this. I know it's supposed to be a sort of fairy tale retelling, and I know every time I read the synopsis I think, ooh, I really want to read that. And so I saw that the library had it, and I decided to pick it up. So we'll see. I guess Hannah Moskowitz has also written Break, Invincible Summer, and Gone, Gone, Gone. So this says, miracles always come at a price. It's a young adult novel. Paranormal. This was another one that I've had on my wish list forever and happened to see at the library. This is going to sound weird, but all these books are a little bit like moist on the outside because I put all my library books in the freezer for 24 hours before I read them. And the reason for that is I got book lice in my house once from a library book. Like, I opened up the book and there were all these little brown red bugs running around in it, and they got all over our house. We had to fumigate the whole house, and it was really horrible. And I ended up taking them to like a bug specialist, and they were book lice. Somebody had book lice in their house and got it in a library book. And the best way to kill any book lice or book lice eggs is to freeze your books for 24 hours, and that kills everything. So all of our library books go into the freezer. So if you notice me like wiping off the books, the problem is it's a little bit humid right now in Minnesota. So when they come out of the freezer, they get a little bit of condensation on the plastic wrap on the front. Anyways, yeah, that's a really long explanation. But I picked up Paper Valentine by Brina Jovanov, however you say that. This sounds like a cool book. It's a historical, I believe it's a historical book that's kind of a horror story, kind of a ghost story. It's about a girl whose best friend is haunting her, and then there's like a serial killer going around town, and her best friend's ghost is trying to like get the main character, whose name is Hannah, to solve this mysterious serial killer mystery type of thing. I really wanted to read it. Brina Jovanov probably is more better known for The Replacements or The Space Between. I have not read either of those books, but I wanted to read Paper Valentine and see if I liked her writing style and if I liked the book. So I got that one from the library. So as mentioned earlier, the other one I got from the library was Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. This is book one in the Lotus Wars, and as I said for Kinslayer, this is supposed to be a Japanese-themed, post-apocalyptic, steampunk, dystopian type novel. Supposed to be a little bit of an epic fantasy feel to it as well. So I'm excited to read that. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. And then finally, I told you I got 10 books this week. Finally, from the library, I got The Grim Conclusion by Adam Gidwitz. If you guys, everybody should read these because they're really, really, really funny. He wrote A Tale Dark and Grim, and then the first one in that was, A Tale Dark and Grim, and the second book was In a Glass Grimly, and this is The Grim Conclusion. And these are very, very funny, tongue-in-cheek, kind of horror fantasy retellings for the middle grade crowd. I laugh my butt off while I read these. They're so funny. And they're very dark, and there's a lot of very dark humor in here. But it's kind of about, I believe it's about Jack and Jill still, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure, guys, it's been so long since I've read the last one. But I'm pretty sure it's about Jack and Jill. And they are fleeing through fairy tales, trying to escape some evil stuff. And so they kind of go through a whole bunch of different Grimm's fairy tales, and it's really funny and very entertaining. And I really, really love them, and I'm very excited to see what happens up in the end of all this. So anyways, this week I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books to read. Like 5 of those are library books. 5 of those were library books. That's it. I know, this one got kind of long. But I hope you guys had a great week and have lots of great books to read, and I will talk to you next week. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.